Hello everyone, I'm here at Salcedo Auctions and I'm going to show you some of the pieces that I love so much in this collection. Salcedo Auctions is going to offer this to the public in an auction this coming March 18, 2023. Come on, join me and I'll show you some of my favorites. Let's start first with this piece by Lito Karating. It is an abstract painting, it's really big, and the starting price for this piece is 800,000. So I guess at 800,000, Karating is very famous and he's a very well-established painter. So probably it will go higher than 800,000. Now next, I want to show you this very beautiful piece by one of the most established painters of the country. Okay? This is entitled, it doesn't have a title, it's by Manuel Garibay, but if you look at the piece, you can see that there are wounds in the here, the feet, and there at the hands, so you can assume that probably this is a crucified man. Most likely it's also Jesus Christ. And knowing that Garibay is a socially oriented painter of the country, then probably he's alluding to the poverty here in the Philippines. And he, in a way, likens the suffering of the people with the suffering of Christ. So let's go to this particular piece. This one is by H.R. Ocampo. Okay, so this one, the value of this is 3.5 million. That's the starting bid. It's so beautiful. The color green, blue-green, yellow-green, really so beautiful, so soothing to the eye. I think it will go higher than 3.5 million. I won't be surprised if this will be sold to about something like 4 million, 4.2 million. Beautiful piece by H.R. Ocampo. Later on, I'll show you another H.R. Ocampo painting that I like in this particular collection. This one is a Romulo Olazo piece. I'll just take a look at the price. Yes, the size of this is 4 by 4, 4 feet by 4 feet, and the beginning price is 5.5. The beginning price is the estimate of the gallery, and usually when there's a bidder at that lower price, because the range is 5.5 to about 6 million, that's the estimate of the gallery. Once there's a bid that reaches 5.5, then it definitely will be sold. So here it follows it's a style of Olazo that is called permutation. So it's kind of different from the usual permutation that I've seen so far by Olazo because it is very colorful. Olazo is so famous for his diaphanous paintings. He's the one who really popularized that particular style. And he's so famous, unfortunately he's no longer with us, but fortunately the public and collectors can still be with his masterpieces. So he is so famous as an abstract painter, but some of his permutations, or even not permutations, some of his diaphanous expressions actually utilized one of his favorite topics, which is the anthurium. There are very few paintings that I've seen that utilizes the diaphanous style also, which is a combination of different layers of painting. And there are some rare instances wherein I saw that he also used the diaphanous style in painting, let's say, mangoes and the kasui. Okay? Over here on my right is a tapestry by BenCab, the national artist, foremost national artist of the country. Now I'll take a look at the price. The beginning price of this is 1.5. I tell you, this is so beautiful, and surely it will go higher than 1.5. I won't be surprised if this particular piece, a tapestry, meaning a cloth, will go up to 2 million to about 2.2 million. Now, from a big piece by BenCab, let me show you two smaller pieces by the same national artist. These two look like Japanese dolls or Japanese women, and the price of this is 2.8 million. It's a watercolor on paper. This one is watercolor. So usually in the art market, the watercolor is priced a bit lower than the paintings made from oil on canvas. But being a BenCab, even a piece as small as this could really fetch millions. So 2.8, probably it will go to about 3 to 3.5 million. And again, in the past, even my own estimate is much more conservative than the usual end result during the auction proper. Now, here is a painting by a very important artist in our history, Resurrección Hidalgo. It's clouds. We can see here clouds. It's so beautiful. The subject is so simple, but Felix Resurrección Hidalgo is really so famous because he's one of those awarded in 1884 during the Spanish Exposition in Madrid, and he's one of those honored by Rizal during the dinner by Ilustrados to honor two painters who won in the exposition. The other one was Luna, Juan Luna, our most important painter in the country. Now here below is Justin Muida. It's an abstract again. It's so beautiful, and there was a time when I was new in the art scene. I started liking so much Philippine art when his pieces were so low. Probably a piece like this can be sold. You can buy one like this for about 120 or 150,000, but don't be surprised. The beginning price of this piece is 2.2 million. Why is that so? Number one, he became very famous probably about 2018 or 2019. Prior to that, his prices are quite low, but I was right there in one auction by Salcedo, and I saw how a piece like this that was priced low became very high, and after that, people started scrambling to get a piece of the action. Okay, so here let's take a look at this particular piece. This is by Lao Yan Ben, and it's 96 by 36 inches. It's abstract. It's Buddhist. It's inspired by Buddhist philosophy, and usually his works are so simple, but powerful and a favorite by many collectors. So this is so huge, and the price of this starts at 7 million. The estimate is 7 million to 8 million, but probably this could go higher than 10 million, probably 10 to 12 billion during the auction day. I'm basing my estimate on the previous performances of these pieces. Now, auctions like the Salcedo auction and other auctions existing in Manila are not selling only art pieces like paintings or sculptures. Sometimes they also offer to the public ecclesiastical pieces, and I want to show you some of the examples. Like this urna, the whole thing is an urna. It's like a housing for a saint. This urna is very beautiful. It's really very old, and it comes from Batangas, 19th century. You can see when you get near the material that it's really very old. There's the original painting, but it started to unravel, to put it another way. It started to be removed because of time, and that only proves that this is really very old. Now you can see also the gold color here, and then the saint here, which is a Virgin Mary, has an ivory face and an ivory hands. Now below here, there's a space for sleeping Santo Niño. And what's interesting about this particular piece is that there is a door behind it, and if you want to remove the bed of the Santo Niño, you cannot pull it from here. You need to get it from the back. Now these are examples, the other examples of ecclesiastical pieces offered by Salcedo in this coming auction. So most of these are from Panay, I was told, but there's one piece here that comes from Bicol. Now I was told by some of the specialists of the auction that all of the pieces here actually came from a single collector who's really very famous, and which I'm not at liberty to tell you here. But some of the pieces here would cost something like 20,000, 25,000, 30,000. This is an angel, this is Santo Niño, this is a Virgin Mary, others are saints. Now one very interesting piece here, which is prized by collectors, is this bell-shaped Virgin Mary. Collectors of saints really love to collect this one. So I have a strong feeling that the price of this one will go higher. This is being offered for 40,000, and estimates about 40 to 45,000. I won't be surprised if the price of this will reach 60,000, perhaps even double, probably 80,000, because it is bell-shaped. Now there is another piece here that has three images. So it represents God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit. So this is also interesting. So I told you that the rest came from Manay, 19th century pieces, but this one is from Bicol, and it's an Immaculada Concepcion. It's made of hardwood. So this is the only piece here that comes from another province. It's from the Bicol region. So I saw this piece a few days ago when I came here, and I got to see the details of it. When I looked at the back of this particular piece, the saint has braided hair. So it's so detailed. That's why it's really very interesting. Now, I want to show small pieces here. Yes, this small piece. This is just small, and yet this is interesting, and most likely collectors will also try to get this watercolor painting by Juan Luna. So it's a painting of a woman, and the estimate for this is 950,000 to 1 million. So this is really so beautiful. So if you want to have a piece of history, then probably you can try to bid also for this, or perhaps in other auctions and other occasions you get to see other works of Juan Luna. Okay, so it's still possible. Juan Luna is not with us anymore. He existed a long time ago, but somehow one can celebrate the victory of Juan Luna with his art by getting a piece of history. Now this is a 2x2 work by Garibay again. So it's beautiful, and estimate for this is 300,000 to 350. I think this will fetch something like 350 to about 400. Okay, this is quite special for me, at least. I haven't seen canvas like this by national artist Arturo Luz. Usually the background is red or black, but this one is, you can see the canvas itself. It has a faint color, but he did not actually paint it fully, but rather the canvas remains simple, and then he drew the lines here, and then he signed it. So simple looking, but the price of this, the estimate is 750 to 800,000. Now this is small. This is from Malang, and the estimate for this Malang piece, which is a gouache, is 300,000. Small but expensive, because Malang is really very prized and very important Filipino artist. Now this is another garibay. I told you I'll show you some of my favorites, and I will have a lot of favorites here. This is by Garibay, and it's estimated at 750,000 pesos. So beautiful. Okay, you have here a loose and another loose there. The estimate for this is 170. It's small, about 6 inches, I think. No, 4 by 4 by 4. And then this one is 160. This is 8 by 8.5 by 12 by 7 inches. So I think in due time the prices of these pieces, because Mr. Luz is already gone, so in a few years from now it will go higher. The price will double, triple, quadruple even. This one is by Michael Cacnio, and the estimate for this is 600,000 pesos. Okay, so it has the figure of a man who's fishing. So you can still see here the fishing rod. Okay, this is another Malang Santos piece, and it's made of gouache again. The size is 20 by 20.5 by 13.5. It's very colorful, and it's so beautiful. Okay, this one is by Alquas, and it shows you the picture of a scene from Europe. You have here waters, and then you have here the boat, and there you can see the different buildings. Okay. This one looks so simple, but it's very expensive. It's by Lee Aguinaldo. So you have here the solid green here, solid green, and you can see the gradations from green to blue and then to green again. Okay. Now let's go to this section of this exhibit. I want to show you another favorite of mine. This is a Ramon Orlina masterpiece, and I was told that if one wants to see the price, one has to request. But a piece like this will really be something like 7 million to 9 million. So let's see and find out. It's a figure of 3 mountains, so it's so beautiful. I'm looking at it. It's actually made of at least 3 pieces. So beautiful. Okay, and then here is a painting by Betsy Westerndorf. The price of this, the estimate is 1.7 to 2 million. So beautiful. It looks simple, but it's so nice to look at. And the price of Betsy Westerndorf paintings really started to go up probably 4 or 5 years ago. Before, it's a lot cheaper, but now a piece like this would really go into multiple of millions of pesos. Now this piece is by Romulo Olazo. I showed you earlier a bigger piece. This is a smaller piece. The size of this is 12 by 16 inches, and the estimate is 1.1 million to 1.2 million. This one, the style is diaphanous, meaning layers of paints. Now, this is by Angkyuko. It's tempera on paper. The size is 9 by 12, and the price of this is 600,000 pesos. Okay. And then this one is an Elizalde Navarro piece. It's abstract, it's beautiful, and usually he would use, he has a series using these colors, really very colorful. And Elizalde Navarro is a national artist, and the estimate for this is 750 to 850,000 pesos. Now this is an angkyukuk, and it's made of ink on rice paper. So it's quite huge. It's 48 by 23 inches. That's virtually 4 by 2 feet. And the title of this is Sabo, meaning cockfight. So it's so beautiful. However, the first time I saw it, I thought it's an alquas. But when I look at it closely, then I saw that yes, it is indeed an angkyukuk. Now, let me show you 3 more pieces that I love in this particular collection, in this auction. This one is by Arturo Luz, and the size of this is 60 by 48 inches, meaning about 5.5 feet by 4. So it's monochromatic. It's made of black, white, gray color, and everything in between. So this is the usual style of Arturo Luz. He made it so simple that he reduced the most important to simple, essential lines. So the price of this is 4.3 million to 4.5 million. I won't be surprised again if it will go higher than that. This is another masterpiece, really, from H.R. Ocampo. It's huge for an H.R. Ocampo in the market so far. Normally, we won't see huge H.R. Ocampo pieces, but this one, I would say, is usually bigger. It's bigger than the usual. And the size of this is 40 by 30 inches, and the estimate is 8 million to 8.5 million pesos. I can sense that it will go higher than that. So as you can see, the color is a gradation from yellow-orange to dark brown and everything in between. So beautiful. You can see even the impasto because it's made of oil. And with the use of oil on canvas, you can create rough surfaces. Meaning one can thicken the application of oil to create impastos. So beautiful impasto, beautiful color, beautiful composition. The size is beautiful, made by an artist who created so many beautiful masterpieces in the country. Now, lastly, I want to show you, this is my #1 favorite in the auction. This is by BenCab again, the foremost national artist, and he's still very much alive. He is still with us, creating beautiful masterpieces for the country. The size of this is 39, almost 40 inches by 47 inches. So this is huge. And the estimate of this is 15 million to 18 million. I have a strong feeling that this will go up to about 20 to 22 million when it goes to auction this March 28. My conservative estimate is 20 to 22 million, but I have a strong feeling that it will even go higher than 25 million. So you can see here the images of two women. This woman here walking, and another one, and the dominant color here are earth colors. So you see green, brown, dirty white, brownish orange, and then there's a simple background, and then you can see here, simple lines here to represent the road, and so it is really so beautiful. BenCab is famous for representing the images of Filipinos during the Spanish colonial regime in the Philippines that lasted 333 years. So he became famous and he became important in documenting that part of our history in this country. So that's it, folks. I hope that you enjoyed the pieces that I showed you. These are just some of my favorites. Mind you, there are a lot more beautiful pieces in this particular collection. Bye-bye, and see you again in other future exhibits and auctions. See you. Thank you.